Hey everybody, it's Patricia and welcome back to my channel. It is time for my Project Pan check-in. This is for the game of Clue, and this is my second check-in. Last time was my first check-in and I had no guesses. This time I have guesses. So let's go over what I have pulled, what I've been using, what I've used up, and then we will bring in then I'll tell you my guesses, and then we'll bring in new products. That's what we'll do. So let's get started. I had Miss Scarlet, which was, I've got my everything here on my phone if I look down. Miss Scarlet was something red. I chose this Give lipstick in Leora. That was my something red. The dice said I needed to use it 8 times. I have now used it 8 times, so this can now go out of my project. So I have that one done. Let me mark it. Complete. Next I had Colonel Mustard. That was something yellow. I chose this ColourPop Honey palette. The dice said I needed to use it 9 times. I finally used it 9 times. That may leave my project, so I can mark that out. And then I had Mrs. Peacock, which was something blue. I chose this water activated liner from Beauty Bay, but I chose the Peacock color. I am to use this 6 times. I finally got it used 6 times, so this can leave. So all 3 of the suspects I have now used up, so I'll bring in 3 more suspects. Next is the weapons. I had the knife, which was something that betrayed you. That was my Makeup by Mario contour stick. It won't roll up, and I had only used it a couple times when it quit working. The dice said I needed to use this 6 times. I used it 6 times, and I have discovered I don't like the shade either. I'm going to have to figure out something to do with this. I mean, it is full. I know it's full. I gotta franken it somehow, do something with it. I will use this, but yeah, it really betrayed me. So anyway, that one's out. Next, for weapons, I had rope, and that was this Aussie hair mousse. Let me mark that other one off. I was to use this 4 times. I got that used up, so we can take that out. I can guess with all of these things now. And then last, for weapons, I had a wrench, and that was something that twists up and down. And I used this eyeliner by Chic Lamb. It twists up and down. The eyeliner I was to use 5 times, and I did use 5 times. So that can be taken out. So I have those 3 things I can guess with. Last time I used up my lip balm, which was the Billiard Room, and my Orchid perfume, which was Conservatory. So I had the Ballroom, which is my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. The Ballroom is something shimmery. The dice said for me to use this 10 times. I've only used it 6. I know I need to use it. It will be gone next check-in, I promise. This is the only thing staying in it to my project. So this one, I'll just set over here out of the way. So I had to pull in 2 new things last month. So lounge, I chose lounge, and lounge is something you sit down to use, and I pulled in this foundation. The dice said I needed to use it 6 times. I said 6 times or until I used it up. Well, I used it my 6 times. I still have a little bit in there. So it's out of this project, but I'm still using it. But yeah, we can mark it out. I did use it the allotted amount of times. And then I chose the haul, which is something that made a good first impression. So I chose this MAC palette, this face palette. It was just so beautiful. When I saw it in the store, I had to have it. The dice said I only needed to use this 4 times, and I did that. I used it 4 times, so that's going out. So like I said, we have 1 item left in the project, and that was for the ballroom. So we will keep that in. I have all new things, but first let me tell you what I guessed, because I can make 3 guesses. Let me find my guesses in here. Okay, found my guesses. So my first guess was Colonel Mustard in the billiard room with a wrench. Second guess was Mrs. Peacock in the conservatory with the rope. And my third guess was Miss Scarlet in the hall with a knife. And this is what Stephanie says. She gives you back some feedback. So she says, it could not have been Colonel Mustard, the rope, or the hall. So those 3 things I can completely mark off of my list. I will not be checking those again. So Colonel Mustard, I know it was not him. I know it was not the rope. I will never have to do that one again. And it was not in the hallway. So I can mark the hall off. She said Colonel Mustard and one of the other guests were in the hall practicing double dutch. So they were using the rope. They looped the rope through the stair railing and were taking turns jumping. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? So it was not Colonel Mustard. It was not the rope, because they were double dutching, jump roping with it in the hallway. So what I can do, I can guess Miss Scarlet again. I can guess Mrs. Peacock again. All the other things I can guess again, because in each time I make guesses, I can make 3 at a time. She will give me something that definitely it is not, until I get down to what it is. So what I've done is now I have chosen new items, because I have to bring in new things. Now next month I can, where am I at? Here. Next month I can use some of these that I've already used up, or I can use, if I have completed any of these other guesses, I can do that. So we'll just see what I come up with. So what I'm adding back in for suspects, Mrs. White. Mrs. White, of course, is something white. So I am going to do my, I found out this is Giorgio Armani. This was in my samples, my inventory of my singles, not samples. It's an inventory of my singles. So I have this. It's close to white. I'm calling it white. It's color number 12. I will, at the end of this, we'll roll the dice and see how many times I have to use that. So this is for Mrs. White. I've chosen Mr. Green, and of course that's something green. I recently did my Huda 9-pan palettes, this finding out the age of them. So I pulled in this Huda Emerald palette. Let's get some use out of this. So we'll see how many times I have to use that. And then Professor Plum is something purple. So I pulled out my Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Voodoo. So we will add Voodoo to my panning. Now for weapons, I've chosen the candlestick. The candlestick is something you put on display. This was kind of hard for me because truthfully all my makeup is on display except for foundations, powders, highlighters, but almost everything else is sitting out in like containers or on shelves all right here in front of me. So technically it is all on display, but I chose this Hourglass face palette to use. I thought this one would be good because it kind of is on display. It's very pretty. So we'll see how many times I need to use this Hourglass palette. Next, I chose Revolver. Revolver is your whole collection. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to choose something. Just something I want to work on, something I need to use. So I had a foundation in, you know, and I've taken it out. So I decided to pull a new foundation in. So I'm going to pull in this Huda foundation. I think Aiden sent me this one. So I want to work on this one next. So this is going in for revolver. And then the last new weapon is a lead pipe. And the lead pipe is something matte. So I needed to use this, give it some love. My Urban Decay bronzer, my Beached bronzer, that's matte. So we're going to work on that. It's the right time of year. Let's pull that in. Now I have 2 rooms to pull in. So I've pulled in dining room this time. Dining room is something food related. So I went with a Bath and Body Works body spray in honeysuckle peach tea. So we'll see how many times I need to use that. Honeysuckle peach tea for that one. And then the last new prompt I'm pulling in is the study. And that's something marketed with scientific technology. So I chose my Sunday Riley CEO Vitamin C Serum. I need to work on this. So we're going to pull this in. Now, let me get to my app with the dice. And we'll see how many times I need to use all these. So, let's see. Let me do a test one. Okay, we're good. So, for Mrs. White and the Giorgio Armani eyeshadow, how many times do I need to use it? 5. Write that down. Mr. Green and the Huda palette, 4. That's good. And Professor Plum with the eyeliner. Whoops. Oh, we have an ad. We'll do this again. Professor Plum with the eyeliner, 7. Not bad. I can do that. The candlestick, 4. It's the Hourglass palette. The Huda foundation, which is a revolver, 8. Okay. And the lead pipe, which is my bronzer, 7. Let me turn my page over. So far, these are not bad. It's not bad. Okay. The Bath and Body Works spray for dining room, 8. No problems. I can do that. And for the study, which is my Sunday Riley serum, well, another ad. Hang on. Okay, let's try this again. And we got 7. Not bad. So, we will see how this goes. I'll focus on these new items, put the other items away back into my collection, and we'll go from there. And I will let you know what my guesses are next month. Let me tell you again, and maybe if you guys want to make a guess, and I might choose some of your guesses. So I can do Miss Scarlet, Mrs. Peacock right now, and then the knife or the wrench. I can do the billiard room, the conservatory, or the lounge. So a suspect, a weapon, and a place. Miss Scarlet, Mrs. Peacock, the knife or the wrench, the billiard room, the conservatory, or the lounge is my choices right now. And hopefully I will have even more to choose from. But if you guys, somebody want to make a guess, I'll choose one of your guesses and put it in as my guess next month. So guys, thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I am enjoying doing this. This is fun. This is a fun project pan, and I like that it's not a use it up or hit the pan. It's just use your product so many times, and that's my kind of panning, I think. So I am enjoying this a lot. So if you did enjoy it, thumbs up, please. Appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, I would love it if you would subscribe, and if you have a guess, put it down below and I'll choose one randomly and I'll put it in as my guess, one of my guesses. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.